Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum and Abner were pretty upset over Squire Skimp's fall in their theater night before last, and so yesterday they wrote him a note to cheer him up. The note stated that they were extremely sorry because their accident was their own fault for not having better lights in the theater. As we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store and library. Lum is talking on the telephone. Listen.
He's still in bed, huh? Well, I'm sorrowful to hear that, Miss Skimp. Is he suffering much? Well, that's good.
That's good he's suffering, you mean?
Well, you tell him I called and tell him I hope he gets well right quick.
I thought Lum felt sorrowful.
Yes, Mom. All right, Miss Skimp. Goodbye.
Squire's still bedrid, huh?
Yeah, his woman says he's resting easier now, though.
Well.
Slept pretty good last night, she says.
Well, why didn't you ask her if Squire got that note we sent him to cheer him up, Lum?
Well, it weren't my place to ask that.
Huh?
I know he must have got it, though, because Cedric delivered it over there himself.
Yeah.
I hope Squire enjoyed getting it.
Well, he ought to. It was friendly and all that, Lum. We tried to write as nice a ones we could.
Yeah, I'm glad we done it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I reckon he might be a little mad at me, you, for falling down hurting himself.
Well, it weren't our fault. We never pushed him or tripped him or nothing like that, Lum.
No, but it happened in our picture show and all.
Oh.
I just hope he ain't hurt serious.
Well, Doc Miller don't seem to think so. I was talking to him about it.
I know, but you can't always tell about them things.
You can't, huh?
Oh, a feller might fall down, get up, and not think he was hurt at all, and then about 5 years later, all of a sudden, he's dead, just like that.
Huh?
Well, I've heard of that happening.
5 years, did you say?
Yeah, it don't necessarily have to
Oh,
be
my
5
goodness,
years.
I've just got about 6 months to go then, Lum.
6 months to go.
Why, sure, don't you recollect? It's just about 4.5 years ago that I fell off in the back porch over at my place and hit my head.
Oh, well, now, don't start worrying that you're going to die from that.
Well, it was over 4.5 years ago now that I think about it. Dogged, I don't believe I even got 6 months left, Lum. Oh, my goodness.
For goodness sakes, Abner, you never hurt yourself hardly at all that time.
You said you didn't need to hurt yourself. Just fall and hit your head.
Well, that don't happen 1 out of 1,000 times, I don't think.
Well, I ain't never fell that much.
Besides, it don't have to be 5 years. I could have said 4 years.
Well, it couldn't be 4 years, Lum. I'm still alive. I dogged I oughtn't never to have picked up that dadgum milk pail in the first place.
Milk pail?
Why, sure, that's how come me to fall that time. Went out there and I was helping Elizabeth to carry in the milk pails. I don't know whatever made me do a thing like that. Oughta knowed better than to be doing a woman's work in the first place. Lum, will you help me make out my will?
Oh, for goodness sakes, Abner, I wish you'd get this silly idea out of your head. You let your imagination run clean away with
Well,
you.
I better make out a will, Lum. Them 4 or 5 months will be up before we know it. Lum, do you want that cap of mine with the earmuffs? You've always admired it.
No, I don't. Hush up and let me answer the phone.
You see, I'll give Grandpappy Spears that seashell you hold up your ear and hear the ocean in it. He loves that.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library and picture show. L. Eddard's talking.
That belongs to Grandpap anyway, come to think about it. He brung it over to our place and left it there.
Oh, well, that's fine, Cedric.
Forgot about it, that's what he did.
Yeah, well, I know that was the film we was going to get next because I ordered it myself. Yeah. How's that?
I bet your old Grandpap's clean forgot that.
Oh, yeah, do that, Cedric.
He sits at our place and listens to that thing for a whole evening.
All right, fine. Call as soon as you're all set to run the film.
Gets out of heat on the
All
ocean.
right, Cedric. The film we're going to run the rest of this week just got here, Cedric said.
I reckon what I ought to leave Cedric, Lum. He's been one of my tried and true friends.
Oh, for goodness sakes alive, Abner. Can't you get that out of your head? You're going to live for a long time yet, I'm feared.
You said in 5 years.
I was just joshing or something. Forget it.
Joshing?
Yeah?
I wish you wouldn't josh about such things as that, Lum. You give me an awful start there.
Well, I'm sorrowful. I reckon I ought to know better than to say such a thing as that around you.
It don't scare me, Lum. I'm awful Norris. High strong.
I'm anxious to get over there and see that new picture. I believe it's going to be the best one we've had so far.
Doggies, Lum, I don't believe I feel very good now that I think about it.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I got a pain in my hip. or my foot or shoulder someplace awful pain.
Prattle. Just your imagination.
No,
You'll
it
forget
ain't.
all about that when we go over and see this film. You'll enjoy it, I know you will.
Is it another one with that Llewellyn Belknap in it?
No, I wrote to the film outfit and told them if they didn't have any pictures with somebody besides Llewellyn Belknap starring in them, I just stopped sending us any.
Stop.
Yeah, he's been in every one we've run so far. To be right honest, I was getting sick and tired of seeing him.
Well, I don't know, Lum. I was sort of getting used to him. Just seemed like he was one of the fellers working over there for us, like Cedric or Grandpap. Place just ain't gonna seem the same without him, Lum.
Well, this'll be way yonder and better, though. I know it will.
Hate to see Llewellyn not over there.
It ain't exactly a new picture, they said, but it's a big favorized.
'Tis, huh?
I saw it once.
Huh?
Over in Fort Smith, I believe it was. Enjoyed it something wonderful, too.
Well, what picture is it, Lum?
Well, it's one everybody's familiar with. It's about this doctor named Dr. Jekyll. You've heard of him.
Jekyll.
Yeah.
No, I never heard that name before. Doc Miller, I know him. Then there's that there a horse doctor, that veterinarian, that Doc Rowland. Has this fella lived around here long?
He don't live around here.
Huh?
He's just a fictitious feller in the story. He ain't real, actual.
Oh, I see. Well, what about him?
Well, he pulls one of the outdoing stunts you ever seen in your life in this film.
Well, good for him.
Still don't see how he does it.
Ha!
Must be some trick to it, I reckon.
Well, what does he do, Lum?
Well, you won't hardly believe it when you see it.
Pull a rabbit out of a hat?
No, but it outcaps anything I've ever saw before in my life.
Well, what is it that he does?
Well, sir, he's got a batch of bottles or stuff around there. Medicines, I reckon, such as that.
Being a doctor, sure.
Sort of like Ed Beckley has over there at the drugstore, back where he makes up his subscriptions.
Is that what he does, run a drugstore?
No, he's a doctor. But he's got all this stuff, you know. And one day he gets to fooling around with them bottles and things and mixes up the out-capness glass full of stuff you ever seen.
Well, I do know.
Awful-looking junk. Might not see smoke coming out of it.
Smoke? I believe Doc Miller gave me some of that stuff one time myself, Lum.
No, none of this he never.
Well, it was mighty nice smoking. I never seen nothing as hot in my life as that stuff was.
Well, this stuff Dr. Jekyll drunk it himself, and right then and there.
Drunk it himself?
Yes, sir. That's where he made his mistake, too. Because as soon as he swallowed it, why, he started to change to where you wouldn't hardly know him.
For the land sakes. Must not have put enough water in it, maybe.
Well, I don't know what he done, but his teeth started growing to where it looked like he had a set of pioneer keys in his mouth, only pointed.
Well, I do know.
Looked like he'd swallowed a mahjong set.
For the land sakes.
And his head got a different shape, and his hair come down over his forehead, and he got a hunch on his back.
Hunch on his back?
Worst one-looking human I ever laid eyes on.
Well, I do know. That was something.
Or I don't know whether you could call him a human or not, no more.
Well, doggos, he ought to see a doctor. No, wait, he is a doctor. Isn't that what you said he was?
Yeah. Well, he was to start with, but not after that he wasn't. Not after he drunk that stuff.
Give up the work, huh?
No, that changed him.
Huh?
That's right, when he turned to Hyde.
Well, I don't blame him. If I looked that bad, I'd turn Hyde, too.
No, I mean he turned into Hyde.
Turned into what to hide? A closet?
No, turned into another man.
Turned and bumped into another fella, you mean?
No, there weren't no other man there.
Well, who was it he bumped into then?
Nobody. He did this all by himself.
Himself? Now, listen, Lum, a feller can't walk around a room and bump into himself. Nobody's that fast. I know that.
I know that, too. But what I mean is that he drunk this stuff, and then he turned into somebody different from what he was before.
Lum, how long ago was it that you seen this picture?
Oh, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, about what I figured. You must have seen two pictures the same night, Lum. You just got them all mixed up.
No, I know what I'm talking about.
Well, go on. What'd he do after he hid in the closet?
I never said he hid in the closet.
You said he's going to hide Summers.
No, I said he changed his name from Jekyll's to Hyde.
Well, just changing his name from Jekyll's ain't going to hide him much, Lum. Well, of course, it might fool some folks that never knowed him good. What'd he change his name to?
I told you, Hyde.
Huh?
Hyde.
What's the matter? Somebody coming?
Granny,
I don't see nobody. Who'd you see coming, Lum? It ain't that Dr. Jekyll's, is it?
No.
I don't trust that fella. That stuff he mixes up. Who was it?
It weren't nobody.
Well, what'd you tell me to hide for then?
Abner, this Hyde is spelled Hyde, not Hide.
I know how to spell hide. I ain't that ignorant. But that ain't what I asked you, Lum. I asked you who it was you seen sneaking around out there.
I never seen nobody out there.
Now, Lum, you're keeping something from me. I can tell by looking in your eyes. What is it now? I don't mind telling you, Lum, I'm getting scared now. If we're in some kind of danger, I want to know what it is.
Abner,
Lum.
calm yourself down and answer the phone there.
Well, you reckon it's safe?
Safe? Of course it is, silly. Go ahead and answer.
It might be a trap of some sort, Lum. I'm here to them booby
answer
traps.
that phone, Abner.
Well, all right, I might as well. I just got 6 months to live anyway. I don't know what difference it makes. Hello, Jot 'em Down Store and Picture Show. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Oh, what is it, Cedric? Who is? Oh, my goodness, I was afraid of that. Thanks for warning us, Cedric. Come on, Lum, we got to get out of here. Come on, hurry up.
What's the trouble?
What, Cedric just called up to tip us off. He said something about that Dr. Jekyll's being all set to run for me and you.
All set to run for me and you?
Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
Well, here, wait a minute. He meant he's going to run the picture for us. Here, Abner, come back here. Abner.
Oh, so I'm
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Hi, Doggy's Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down Store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Squire Skimp seems to be improving slightly after his fall in Lum and Abner's theater the other night, and so the old fellows are beginning to feel a little better about the affair. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Lum is just returning from the post office. Listen.
Come in. Oh, well, howdy, Lum. Was there any mail for us?
Just a couple of bills or advertisements or something like that.
Oh.
But guess who I seen on the street just now?
Laying down on the street, you mean?
No, he was walking along.
Oh, let's see. Did he say hello?
Yeah, he spoke to me.
Oh, must have been Grandpap's friend then, Gilroy Adams.
Gilroy Adams.
Yeah, Grandpap says Gilroy always says hello every time he meet him. Friendliest feller in town.
Well, this weren't Gilroy, though. It was Squire Skimp.
Squire Skimp?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it couldn't have been him, Lum. He ain't the friendliest feller in town. He's far from it.
I never said he was, but don't you get the significance of what I'm telling you?
Huh?
If Squire's well enough to be up walking around, he can't be hurt so terrible bad after all.
Hi, Doggies, that's right. Well, did he say he was feeling all right now?
No, he said he was still in considerable of pain.
Oh.
I didn't really have a chance to talk with him. He was in an awful big hurry. Said that he had to get over to his office and take care of all the work that was piling up on him.
Oh.
Claimed he was going again to the doctor's orders, though.
Well, that don't sound like he's complete well yet, then.
No, but leastways he's able to be up and around.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm proud to see that, because I felt awful bad about him falling down in our picture show. Especially right after he'd been so friendly, too.
Yeah.
And the way he was talking on the last couple of days, I was feared that he was going to be bedridden for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's...
So I feel way yonder better now. Just like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
I bound you that note we wrote him cheered him up. Bound you that helped him to get better, Lum.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, sure do.
Some little thing like that gives a fella moral support.
Sure.
Shows he's got friends in the world.
Yeah.
Makes him want to get well. I've heard Doc Miller say that in some cases he's treated, some little thing like that does a lot more good than all the medicine he could subscribe for him.
Yeah, well, now you take old Charlie Redfield. Might not every spring he comes down with some ailment. Nobody seems to know exactly what it is, but it seems to come over him just about the time his woman starts house cleaning.
Yeah, that is cuter how it hits about the same time every year.
Everything Doc Miller subscribes for him don't do him no good at all. But it just looks like when his woman gets done with the spring house cleaning, why, it just makes old Charlie so happy to see her getting a chance to rest that he just gets well right away.
Yeah, maybe it's the sweeping that does it, and that dust gets around there, and cleaning and all gives him asthma.
Well, it might be. And I know he feels sorrowful for his woman doing all that work, too.
Oh, yeah.
He just can't stand to watch her work over there when she's got a busting sick headache or something. Every time she gets a headache, why, Charlie just comes into town. He can't stand to see her working.
Yeah, just like I say, it's little things like that can do more good than anything else sometimes.
Yeah, maybe we ought to study up some more little things to do for Squire, Lum. Make him get shut of all his pain right away.
Yeah, I wish we could. I'd feel a whole lot better about it.
Yeah, let's see. What could we do for him now?
We really ought to do something for him, because we've caused him a lot of trouble lately. Stop and think about it.
We have?
Yeah, closing up his theater and all.
Well, that weren't our fault.
No, but we was sort of mixed up in it. I'd like to make it up to him some way or other, because he showed himself to be a pretty good feller after all.
Yeah, he did that. Let's see now. Yeah, reckon we ought to write him another note to cheer him up.
No, one of them's enough.
Tis, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Lum, how about giving him a free pass to our picture show, one that's good for the rest of his life?
No, that might look like we're just trying to get him to come back to our picture show again and fall down and hurt himself again.
Let's see, what can we give him? He's got a book, got a necktie.
Yeah, he's got both of them, I know.
He's got a record to play on that gramophone of his, and that coins on a telephone, you know. That's the funniest thing I ever hear. Doggies, he's got just about everything, Lum.
Well, all we want to get him is just some little old thing to cheer him up, so.
I tell you, Lum, we can look in the back part of the almanac. They always got a lot of junk advertised in there. We ought to get a Hyde from that. I'll get it right now.
Don't go to all that bother, Abner. We can study up something ourselves.
Well, it ain't no bother. It's right on the table here where Grandpap always leaves it.
We might could give him a can of that favorite tobacco of his, Of course, we practical give that to him all the time anyways. He generally just charges it and never pays his bills, hardly.
I believe I'm finding some good stuff in here, Lum.
Yeah?
I reckon he'd like one of these here vest pocket adding machines.
No, I don't much think so. That wouldn't cheer him up much.
No, I guess not. He don't need no adding machine to add up his vest pockets. No ways, ain't but 4 of them.
The silly idea.
Why, sure, I don't know what he'd want to add them up for. Here's a complete telegraph set for 10 cents.
No, that's more than likely for young'uns, I think.
Might be. Squire's got a good set of false teeth, ain't he?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Doggies, these look like good ones here. Just cost $6.98 too. You get a 60-day trial offer, Lum.
But we ain't going to get him no set of teeth, Abner.
Money back guaranteed on it.
I don't care if he is.
Of course, we'd have to send clean to New York to get him. Squire'd be well by the time them things got here.
Yeah, that ain't no fit present. Just forget them.
Doggies, I wish old Squire was weak and skinny.
Huh?
I say I wish Squire was weak and skinny, 'cause here's a book here that says it built him up to giant muscles and brawn in 17 days.
Well, I don't think he'd enjoy getting that. He might think we was making fun of him or something like that.
Yeah, listen to this, Lum. Why envy the easy rhythm and fascinating grace of professional dancers? Learn to tap dance in only 5 hours with Professor Laverne's simplified course. No special abilities needed.
Now, you can stop right there at that idea.
Get in the swing. The whole town's tapping. Be the life of the party. Get invited everywhere. Send
Now, wait,
to
Abner, we
Professor-
ain't going to send in for that.
It's just 25 cents, Lum.
I wouldn't care if it was free for nothing.
Doggy, that'd be fun, you know it. Go over to the Sea Strunkses some night and all of a sudden just get up and start tap dancing. I'd bound you that'd surprise them. Or sometime when the women are having a ice cream social, I'd just get right up on a platform and start dancing for all I was worth.
Well, wait a minute here. We ain't getting this present for you.
Huh?
We're getting it for Squire.
Oh, yeah, that's right, ain't it? Dad blamed him anyway.
Now, I can tell you right now, we ain't going to send him no tap dancing course. Special not with his lame back and all.
Well, I don't know what to suggest. That's about everything there is on here, Lum.
I was just studying here, Abner. One of the best presents you can give a body nowadays is a war bond.
War bond.
Yes, sir. Just about the best thing you can give him.
Well,
See, when you give a body one of them things, you ain't only doing something for him, but you're doing something for our soldier boys, too.
huh?
Because the government can take that money you spend for the bonds to buy stuff for our boys to fight with.
You mean that money can buy bonds and fighting stuff, too?
That's the way it works, I believe. And it does a lot of good here at home, too, because it helps to keep prices down.
How do you figure that?
Well, you take right here in Pine Ridge, for example. Right now, everybody in town's making more money than they used to.
Oh, sure.
All them folks over at Walt Bates' defense plant, for instance. They're getting higher wages now than they ever did before in their whole lives.
Yeah, I know it, Phil.
And on the other hand, us folks that run stores has got less stuff to sell than we used to.
Yeah.
So what it amounts to is this. Them folks with all the money is sort of bidding again one another to buy what little stuff there is to buy. And they bid higher and higher, and the first thing you know, everything's out of control.
Yeah, but you was talking about war bonds, Lum. What's that got to do with that?
Well, don't you see? That takes all them dangerous extra dollars out of circulations and keeps them from bidding up the prices.
Oh, I see. Well, Lum, it ain't gonna matter none if I just spend 25 cents for that tap dancing course.
Oh, for goodness sakes, you don't want that, Abner. Besides, you could take that 25 cents and buy a war stamp with it.
Well, that wouldn't learn me how to tap dance so long.
Well, that's just another one of the advantages of buying war stamps. And I wished you'd recollect that we're getting this present for Squire instead of you.
Oh, yeah. Well, is it all settled in? Is that what we're going to get him, a war stamp?
No, that ain't enough. We get him a nice war bond.
Bond, huh?
Yeah, that makes a nice present because it's sort of a nest egg for the future.
A nest egg?
Yeah.
Well, Lord me, what would Squire want one of them for, Lum? He ain't got no chickens over there.
I never said he did have.
Well, he ain't gonna set on no nest egg himself, Lum.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, what you do with a nest egg, Lum, is put it in a hen's nest to try to get her to lay some more eggs just like that.
I know what that kind of a nest egg is.
Of course, some of them now ain't real eggs, I'll admit that. They're just shiny ones.
I know all that, but I weren't talking about actual eggs. I meant money. That kind of a nest egg.
Money?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that won't work, Lum. See, you could put as high as, 75 cents in a nest, but it wouldn't mean nothing to a hen, Lum. She can't use no money. See, Lum, chickens are animals, they ain't human.
I know what they're.
You could give a hen $10, I bound you, and she wouldn't know what to do with it. Who give you this silly idea anyway, Lum?
Nobody give it to me.
Well, you ought to know better than that, Lum.
Abner, let's just not discuss this no more. Just forget about Squire's present. I'll take care of it myself.
Of course, now you might get some extra smart chickens and train them to where they'd understand that you was paying them wages to lay eggs.
Just hush up, Abner, and let me look at these bills and see what's in the mail today.
On the other hand, though, if them chickens got too smart, Lum, they'd more likely want to get raises all the time, get paid time and a half for overtime. That raise the price of eggs up. I don't believe that'd be a very good idea. No.
Well, I'll swan
Better
to
not.
goodness.
Don't believe it'd be a good idea to educate chickens too much.
If this don't beat the bugs a fighting.
What is it, Lum?
And here we was trying to study up something nice to do for Squire.
Well, what is it?
Well, this is a letter from some lawyer outfit in there at the county seat. Clark, and Clark.
Huh?
They're in a rut, ain't they? And they're handling Squire's case for him.
Squire's case?
Yes, sir.
Well, I never knowed he had a case.
Well, according to this, he has. He's lawsuing me and you for damages. $1,000 for falling down in our pit. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog is Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
You know, let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Well, Squire Skimp is suing Lum and Abner for $1,000 for alleged injuries he received when he fell in their theater last week. Yesterday, the old fellows tried to settle out of court, but Squire's terms were a third interest in the managership of their theater, which they promptly turned down. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library helping Lum prepare for some kind of a trip.
Well, Lum, why can't you just call in there at the county seat and hire us a lawyer? What do you have to make a trip all the way in there for?
Well, because it's easier to tell this kind of stuff to a fellow direct than to try to tell him over the long-distance telephone.
Why?
Well, I don't know. You can just talk to him better. I get excited when I get on the telephone. I'm afraid I'll get things mixed up. He might not understand who's suing who.
Uh-huh. Well, we could Squire Sue now. Listen to that. Ain't that awful?
Well, let's see, you thought you was talking on the telephone.
Yeah. I believe I must talk better on the phone than I do just sitting in a room this way. I believe I'll call a lawyer.
No, you better let me handle it.
Well, if we got mixed up, Lum, and sued Squire, that's what I meant to say when I said Squire Sue.
I granted that ain't a bad idea.
No, if we could sue Squire, maybe we'd get $1,000.
Why don't we sue him for $1,000?
Doggy, that's a good idea. What are we suing for?
Well, that's the trouble. I can't think of nothing.
Let's see, let me think now.
You better let me go in there and talk to the lawyer. I want to look him over pretty good before I hire him anyway.
Well, Dick Huddleston give him a good recommend, didn't he, Lum?
Yeah, but I want to see him personal. I'm a pretty good judge of him. I can tell right off if he's a good, honest lawyer or not.
Oh.
I'll use psychology on him to test him out.
Uh-oh.
Besides, being justice of the peace, I know a lot of them legal terms.
Yeah.
I can tell by talking to him if he knows what he's talking about or not.
You get in there and start to talking law matters with him, Lum, and get to trying to use that psychology, why, we're just the same as lost the case right now, I'll tell you that.
I wish you'd quit being so skeptical about everything I do.
Well, I still think you could just phone in there and save yourself this trip and time. I'll have to stay here at the store all by myself.
Well, it ain't safe phoning this kind of stuff.
Safe?
Squire'd more than likely be listening, just show us the world over the party line.
Oh, yeah, Doggy, that's right. I forgot about the party line.
Besides, I've already arranged to borrow Cedric's car for the trip. I wonder what's keeping him now. He said he'd be here at that car at 2 o'clock sharp. Look here, after 2 o'clock now.
Well, maybe he made a mistake and drove right into the county seat. You know how Cedric gets things mixed up, Lum.
Yeah, maybe I better call over at his place.
Well, ain't he over at Frank Forster's filling station? He told me that, said he's getting the car all oiled and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did say that. Yeah, what's that ring over there?
2 longs and a short, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
2 shorts and a long one. I can't reach it all.
2 and a short,
Well, are you sure now you can drive good enough to drive Cedric's car in there, Lum?
Why, of course I can. Hello? Is that you, Frank?
I'd hate to ride in there with him.
This is Lum. Is Cedric there, Frank?
Get to thinking about something else. Take right off through the woods.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, much obliged, Frank.
Oh, horse and
Goodbye.
buggy. Yeah, that horse will bring him home.
He's on his way over here now.
Frank is?
No, Cedric.
Oh, I was wondering what Frank was coming over there for.
Frank said Cedric been sort of overhauling the car.
Overhauling?
Yeah, that's the reason he's late. Getting it in condition for me.
Oh.
Good for him.
Well, now, are you sure you ought to try to drive that thing, Lum?
Of course I can. I've drove a car before. Don't you recollect I had one myself once? Had that Saxon.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago. Saved up soap rompers or something like that for it, didn't you?
I never done no such a thing. I had to sell so many bars of soap to get it.
Yeah, well, I know there's something like that. I know you got it with soap somewhere.
I never kept it long. Swapped it off for a young span of mules, recollect?
Yeah.
But I've rode in a lot of cars. Used to ride around with Ezra's feast trunk in that old M&F of his.
Yeah.
Granny there with her car. Cranked it on the side.
Yeah, that was a fancy one, it sure was. Of course, I recollect them straps that held a top down in front there. It all is breaking loose, and that top would fly right
Cedric
through.
now.
Huh?
Whereabouts is my hand satchel at?
Well, you said on the counter. No, that is right over on the floor, right there by the pickle barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how long you aiming on being gone, Lum?
Oh, just a day or so. I might have to stay overnight.
Well, you will if you stay there, so I believe.
Yeah, that's right, ain't it?
Yeah, you'll have
I want
to
be there long enough to get our case all planned out with this lawyer.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a good idea. Get it all figured out.
Wonderful.
Yeah, howdy, Cedric. You got the car all fixed?
Yes, Mom. Got it all oiled, a spark plug scraped, and a bunch of other junk done on it.
Dolly, you sure fixed it up, didn't you?
Yes,
Well, good.
Well, I reckon I better be going then if I expect to get there today.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Well, before you leave, I better run over to see Mr. Ezra's Seastrunk for a minute. No, I ain't got time to wait for that, Cedric. I'm late getting started now.
Yeah, you can go see Ezra after Lums went, Cedric.
Well, I ought to go right now, though.
Huh?
No, you'll have to do that later, Cedric.
Yeah, see, Lums got to get in at the county seat and see this lawyer feller Dick Huddleston told us about.
Well, what do you want a lawyer for?
For the trial that's coming up. Squire Skimp's lawsuing us for $1,000 damage. Claimed he hurt himself when he fell down our picture show the other night.
Well, I thought you told me you fellas was going to settle that outside of the courthouse or something like that.
Well, we was aiming on it, Cedric, but never done no good.
Settle it out of court, you mean, Cedric? Or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, Squire said he'd drop the charges if we'd give him a third interest in our picture show, but I reckon we ain't going to do that, I know.
No, sir. Of course, I reckon he'll get a third interest anyway before we get done with this. Of course, we ain't going to be able to raise that $1,000 he's going to win from us at the trial on.
Is he sure enough going to win that from you?
Why, he's bound to. See, me and Lum wrote him a note to cheer him up, and we said in it that it was all our fault that he fell down.
Abner, I wish you wouldn't tell that around.
Huh?
It just makes us look so silly. I get embarrassed to death over it.
Silly.
Yeah, very odd. These two grown men ought to have more sense than to do something like that.
Well, all we was trying to do was get
Let's
cheering.
not talk about it no more. Besides, I got to get started here.
Yeah.
Lawyer might know some way out of this some way.
Well, wait a minute. Lum, now, don't you think Cedric ought to go along with you and do the driving for you now?
No, Cedric can't leave. Besides, I'll get along all right. Just tell me how to start it again, Cedric. I'm all right from there on.
You better tell him that again, Cedric.
Yes, Mom. Well, it's just like any other car. You just sit in it and see that it ain't in gear first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and then you turn the switch. But which way do you turn the switch? Oh, you can turn it any way you want to.
Anyway.
Yes, Mom. See, it don't work no more.
Huh?
Well, see, what you have to do is turn a thing that says lights on it.
Well, don't that make the lights go on?
No more.
Huh? Well, how do you turn the lights on then, Cedric?
Oh, you just go around to the front of the car and swap each light a gooder, and they go on, sort of.
Yeah, that is a stunt. Well, how do you turn them off then?
Oh, you just put the brakes on good and hard.
Put the brakes on?
Yeah, just like any other car.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's see now. After I turn the engine switch on by turning the thing that says lights, then what I do? Step on the starter? You can if you want to.
Well, you have to step on it, don't you, Cedric?
No, Mom, I never do. See, it's broke.
Broke?
Yes, Mom.
Well, how do you start the car then?
Well, best way, I always stop on the side of the hill.
Side of the hill,
You just coast and get it started that way.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, but what if there ain't no hill where I want to stop at?
Why, just drive around till you find a hill, Lum. Ain't that the way you do it, Cedric?
Yes, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if the hill's a long ways away from where I want to go?
Well, no, me, that won't bother you. As long as you got the car, you can just drive over there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then you just drive back to the hill and stop. Okay, wait a minute here. I don't believe that's going to work out right, though.
Cedric, are you sure you couldn't get a day off and come along with me? No, Mom, Mr. Bates won't let me off. I done spoke to him.
Oh?
You'll get along all right, though, Mr. Lum, if you'll just let me run over and see Mr. Seastrunk for a minute first.
No, now, Cedric, Lum told you there ain't time for that now. He's in a hurry.
I ought to go over there.
Well, you can wait now.
You can do that later. Well, I reckon I better get started.
Yeah, you better, Lum. Here, wait a minute, I'll get your hand satchel for you. You don't want to forget that.
Just take me a second to go and see Mr. Seastrunk and pick my...
Cedric, stop bothering Lum about that now. He's told you once he ain't got time to wait for you. Here's your satchel, Lum.
Yeah, thank you, Abner.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon this is goodbye. Cedric, would you mind coming out and help me start the car?
Yeah, go help me start it, Cedric.
Oh, I'll let the motor running for you, Mr. Lum. Oh, well, good.
Lum, now, you be sure and tell that lawyer what a snake in the weeds that Squire Skimp is, and tell him that you don't believe he's actual hurt and he's just trying to beat us out of $1,000.
I know what to tell him, Abner.
Well, I just want to remind you some things to tell him.
Well, now, if you want to handle this, maybe you better go in there.
I never said nothing about handling. I never want to make you mad. I'm just trying to remind you.
Well, I sat there and made a list of everything I'm going to tell him.
All right. Be sure and take the list with you then.
Oh, wait, Mr. Lum, here's some pieces of grape basket.
Pieces of grape basket?
I don't want no junk like that, Cedric.
I know.
Yes, you do. They help you stop the car.
Huh?
Well, you see, the brake bands might not wore out, and it helps some to stick some of these thin pieces of wood in the brake drums there. Works pretty good till they fall out.
Oh, well, you better take them along then, Lum.
All right, give them here. Yeah, so long, Cedric. So long, Abner.
Yeah, have a nice trip, Lum, and get her case all fixed up good for us now.
Yeah, I will. Goodbye.
Yeah, so long. Oh, good, I hope he gets along all right. I'm sure glad you had that car all overhauled and put in such good condition for him, Cedric.
Yes, Mom. I still order went to see Mr. Seastrunk, so.
Well, don't worry. Doggies, look at him go, Cedric. Look out there. That Lum, he's sure making that thing jump like a jackal.
Oh, he'll run good now. Of course, nearly all them cylinders is running now.
Well, Doggies, he sure tore out of here. If he keeps that up, he's going to make a fast trip in there to the county seat. I'll tell him that.
Well, he can make a lot longer trip out of it, though, if he'd have let me go see Mr. Seastrunk.
Cedric, what do you want to bother Ezra for? You know how busy he is since they made him head of that racing board.
Well, that's what I wanted to see him about.
Huh?
I wanted to pick up my new gas book so as I could put some gas in the car for Mr. Lum. There ain't but a half a gallon in it now.
Granny Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday Lum went to the county seat to hire a lawyer to defend himself and Abner in their forthcoming trial with Squire Skimp. For the evidence against them that the Squire already has, the old fellows feel that they'll need the best lawyer they can get. As we look in on the little community today, we find that Lum has not yet returned and that Abner is carrying on alone at the Jot 'em Down store and library. Grandpappy Spears is just entering.
Yeah, howdy.
Oh, howdy, Grandpap. Come on in.
Yeah, what are you looking so long-faced for, Abner?
Oh, I don't know, Grandpap. This trial we got coming up and all.
Got an expression on your face like you just heard judgment was coming in the morning.
Well, I'm just afraid we ain't got a chance in the world ever winning that thing. That dadgum Squire Skimp's got us. I know he has any way we turn.
Well, Lum went clean to the county seat to get you a good lawyer to get you out of this thing, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't see how that'll help, Grandpap. The best lawyer in the country couldn't get us out of this, I don't believe.
Oh, sassafras. It ain't that bad.
It's worse than bad. Oh, where are we going to ever get $1,000 to pay that Squire with?
$1,000?
Yes, sir.
Is that how much damage he's suing you for?
Why, sure he is. We'll have to sell the picture show and the store both to ever raise that much money.
Well, cheer up, Abner.
Yeah,
Maybe Lum will have some good news for you when he gets back.
Well, I got my doubts.
When you looking for him back again?
Well, I don't know exactly. He might get back today or might not get back till tomorrow. All depends on how long he's going to be gone.
Yeah, I reckon that would make a difference, all right.
Yeah.
Sure it would. Of course it would. Of course, now that I think about it.
To be honest, I don't even know where Lum got there or not. See, he left out of here yesterday in Cedric's car, and there weren't but a half a gallon of gas in the car.
Half a gallon?
That's all there was.
Well, he ought to taken more than that along. That'll never get him to the county seat. He ought to know better than that.
Well, it never got him there. Cedric found his car this morning just outside of town, sitting by the side of the road there.
Lum still in it?
No, Lum was gone. But if he got to the county seat, why, he had to hike-hitch his way in there. There ain't no doubt about that.
For the Lawmy's sake. That Lum, he gets himself in more mix-ups than every one human I ever knowed in my life, I do believe.
My dog is me and him both are in a mix-up this time. $1,000. That'll plumb ruin us, Grandpa.
Well, that'll ruin anybody.
Oh, mean that.
Bankrupt the government.
Oh, yeah.
Of course it would.
Ain't got the money.
But, Abner, I don't see how Squire will ever get a judgment against you. I don't believe he was hurt in the first place. And if he weren't hurt, he can't collect from you.
Well, ordinary, no, but the trouble is, see, he's got that note that me and Lum wrote him.
You give him a note, too?
Yeah, all he's got to do.
For how much money?
Oh, no, a note we wrote, Grandpa. Taking a pencil and wrote him sort of a letter, you know.
I thought you meant a legal document.
Why, no, it's a letter, and he'll put that thing up for evidence just as sure as the world.
Why?
See, me and Lum wrote him a note when he's laid up in bed there after the accident, telling him that it was all our fault.
You wrote him that?
Just trying to be nice, trying to cheer him up. That's why we done it.
Jiminy, I never heard of such an outlandish, idiotic, pigeon-toed thing before in my whole life. A half-grown boy would have known better than that.
Yeah, I know. But, of course, we never allowed he's going to lawsuit us in. Just wanted to cheer him up and be as nice to him as we could. We felt sorrowful about him falling down.
For the double all me flat-footed sakes.
And then the other day, that Squire come over here and said he was going to read the note in court if the case came to trial.
Well, you'd have thought to lose the case for doing a knock-kneed thing like that.
I know it. Don't rub it in, no, Grandpa. Tell you, I'd give anything in the world if he didn't have that note. Well, anything up to $1,000 I'd give, I know.
Well, it's a shame he's got it. If it's going to let him collect all that money off you when you weren't even hurt. You don't reckon there's any way to get
wait a minute, Grandpa. Was that our range?
I don't know. Might have been. I weren't paying no attention.
No, but I hope it ain't that Squire. I don't feel like talking to that varmint. Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Abner Peabody doing the talking, and I don't want to talk to you. Mom?
Oh, it ain't Squire.
I thought it was somebody else. Yes, Mom, this is Abner. Who's calling? Oh, yeah, all right. Doggone, Grandpap, it's long distance. Must be long.
Oh, maybe he's got some good news for you.
Hello?
Cheer you up. Hope so.
Hello? Is that you, Lum? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Hello?
Quit saying hello. You're interrupting.
What? Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Let me talk to him, Abner.
Hey, just a minute, Lum. Grandpap wants to say hello to you. Here, Grandpap.
Yeah, give me the receiver.
Here.
Hello. Hello, Lum. Milford Spears talking. Yeah, I just wanted to say hello to you. Hello.
Here, you talk long enough, Grandpap.
How are you, Lum?
Let me talk, Grandpap.
Well, that's good. How's everything, Lum?
For the land sakes.
Lum says he's fine.
Well, I don't care. Let me have that receiver. Let me talk to him.
Hello, Mr. Abner.
Oh, hello, Cedric. Howdy,
On account of that note, Lum?
Hurry up, Grandpap. Let me talk to him.
Wait a minute, Lum. Here's Abner. Take it, Abner.
Well, it's about time. Hello? Lum? Hello? This is Abner.
Cedric, you and Mousy just in time.
Hey, how is everything, Lum?
Talking to Lum long distance.
Grandpap, be quiet. I can't hear nothing.
Long distance.
Just a minute, fellas. Now, wait a minute.
Cedric wants to say hello to Lum, don't you, Cedric? Yes, Mom, sure love to. Boy, I ain't never talked on a long-distance phone.
All right, but hurry up now. Hello, Lum? Cedric wants to say hello to you. Here, Cedric, go ahead.
Yes, this is fun. Norris is a... Hello? Hello?
Yeah, that's enough, Cedric.
Well, wait, I ain't done yet. Hello?
Hurry up, Cedric.
How are you, Mr. Lum?
Hi, Doggett. Give me that receiver, Cedric.
Yes, Mom. Mr. Lum's fine, you say.
Well, here, give it here. Hello? Hello, Lum? Well, how are you and that lawyer getting along?
Abner, ain't you gonna let Mousy say hello to him?
Grandpap, I ain't got time. Be quiet.
It'll just take half a second.
What's that, Lum?
Mousy wants to do it.
Yes, I sure would like to.
Take the receiver, Mousy.
Well, all right, here, but hurry up now, Mousy. Yes, sir. Hello? Hello, Lum? This is Mousy. Mousy? Yeah, Llewellyn Snavely Gray. Yes, sir.
Tell him hello, Mousy.
Well, how you feeling, Lum? Give me that receiver, Mousy. Yes, sir. Hello, Lum. Here's Abner. He wants to say hello. Here, Abner. Lum says he's fine.
Ain't that fun, Mousy?
Yeah, be quiet. Now, hello? Lum? Hello? 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 Mom? How's that, Mamie? Oh, I see. All right. Dad blaming.
What's the matter?
Why, the Central girl said his time was up and he couldn't talk no longer.
Oh. Well, we just about had our talk out anyway.
Huh?
Yeah, had a nice, long, interesting chat there.
Yes, sir, we sure did.
Boy, that was fun. Come on, Mousy, we better go over and tell Mr. Dick all about it.
All about what, Cedric?
All about what Mr. Lum told us.
Huh?
Mr. Dick Hutterson said if we heard anything from Mr. Lum to be sure and let him know right away. Come on, Mousy.
Yeah, I'm coming. Goodbye, Abner. So long, Grandpa.
Yeah, so long.
Yeah, goodbye. Doggett. Here, Lum makes a long-distance call clean from that county seat, and I don't hardly get to talk to him at all.
Why, you had a long talk with him there.
Huh?
You must have if the Central girl had to cut him and you off final.
Well, it wasn't me that had no long talk with him. About all I got to say was just hello, and then the rest of...
What was it now that Mr. Lum said?
Huh, Cedric?
I want to tell Mr. Dick what old Mr. Lum said, and I can't recollect it now.
All I heard him say was that he was fine, Cedric. That's all I heard.
Well, that's it. Much obliged.
Yeah, not at all, Cedric. I doggies. Next time anybody calls me long distance, I'm going to throw everybody out of here and lock the door and throw the key clean down the well. Maybe I can get to talk to him a little bit. Swan to goodness.
Well, Abner, didn't you hear all them things Lum was telling?
He said he was fine. That's all I hear.
No, he said things weren't so good.
Huh?
When I asked him how everything was, he said not so good.
Not so good?
He said the lawyer said it looked bad on account of that note you fellas wrote to Squire.
Oh.
That's all I heard, 'cause you butted in on me.
Well, I'm glad I never heard that part of it. Well, I knowed we wouldn't have no chance to ever win that case with that note. Doggies, why did we ever write that idiotic note in the first
Well, I've
place?
been sort of studying on that, Abner, and I was just thinking, why don't you get it back?
Get it back? Now, how in the world would we do something like that, Grandpap? Get it back from Squire's skin?
Why, there ain't nothing to it. You got any ideas whereabouts he keeps it at?
Why, sure, he carries it right with him all the time. Keeps it in that big leather folder he totes around, and he's got all them gold mining stocks and insurance papers and stuff he tries to sell in it.
All right. That's all you have to know.
Huh?
You know whereabouts Squire's house is at, don't you?
Why, sure, natural, but I don't know.
All right, and if I ain't mistaken, Squire's got the name of being a terrible sound sleeper, ain't he?
Well, yeah, he has, Doggies, wait a minute. I just thought of something here. I'll bound you, Grandpap, a feller could slip in old Squire's house there late of a night and get that note, and he'd never know a thing about it.
Why, sure he could. That's what I'm talking about.
Huh?
And one of us could stand watch while you slipped inside and got it.
Doggies, wouldn't old Lum be proud of me if I got that note back? He gets back in the county seat, I'll just walk right up to him and hand it to him. I'll bound you, his eyes will bug out like a soft on toast.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Yesterday, when Lum was at the county seat seeking legal help for their forthcoming court battle with Squire Skimp, Abner and Grandpappy Spears devised a brilliant plan of entering Squire's house late at night to recover the note which the old fellows wrote to Squire, stating that his fall in their theater was entirely their fault. As we look in on the little community today, we find this pair of housebreakers in the Jot 'em Down store sadly discussing the results of their bold plan.
Oh, me. Oh, my goodness. Why did I ever do such a thing? Why did I do it?
Stop taking on this way, Abner.
Oh.
You're out on bail now, ain't you? You ain't in jail no more, so there ain't nothing to be mourning about.
Yeah, but I know I'll wind up in the penitentiary just as sure as the world, Grandpap. Why did we ever break into Squire's place last night? Why did we do it?
Well, we was just trying to get that note back from Squire.
Oh, my.
You said yourself if you got that note back, he wouldn't have a chance in the world of getting a judgment against you in that damage trial that's coming up.
Yeah, but we never got it back. Now, on top of everything else, why, Squire's got me charged with burglaring and house breaking into, and I don't know what all.
Well, I don't see how he can claim you was burglaring.
Huh?
You never taken nothing. Squire never give you a chance.
Well, there's the cutie part of it, Grandpap. See, after Squire got me tied up and Uncle Henry Lunsford got there, why...
How in the world did Uncle Henry get there so fast?
Why, Squire hollered at his woman to phone the town marshal just the minute he catch me.
Oh, the pigeon-toed varmint.
Anyway, when Uncle Henry got there, why, Squire told him to search me, and, you know, he found Squire's pocketbook and his watch and Miss Skimp's diamond ring in my pocket.
In your pocket?
Right in my side pocket there. And I never taken them. Honest, I never, Grandpa.
Well, how'd they get there then?
I don't know. I just don't know. I ain't got the slightest idea in the world. But there they was, just as big as life.
Well, I do know. Jiminy, Abner, you know, you might be a kleptomaniac.
Huh?
You know, like Packrat Watts over Cherry Hill.
Packrat?
One of them fellas that steals stuff without even knowing he's doing it.
Oh, my goodness. You reckon I sure enough am one of them, Grandpa?
Well, I don't know. That's all I can figure out.
Oh, me, I'm a roaring man. You better keep an eye on your pocketbook and watch, Grandpa. There's no telling when I might steal it from you.
Just thinking about that myself. Yeah, I'm going to start hiding everything from you.
Yeah, you better do it, Grandpa. Better do it.
No hard feelings, though, Abner.
Oh, no,
I trust you. I know you're honest every way in the world, except you will steal.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Packrat Peabody.
What's that?
That's what they'll start calling me. Packrat Peabody. Doggies, I'm going to have Elizabeth sew up all my pockets so I can't pick up so much stuff.
Well, you ain't going to let her know this, are you?
Why, she's bound to find it out sooner or later, Grandpa. Soon as she catches me stealing stuff from her, well, then she'll know all about it.
Yeah, but if I was you, I'd try to keep it from her as long as possible. She's liable up and separate you.
No, that's right, ain't it? Of course, she won't want to be married to no criminals like me, will
she? Of course not.
Dog, I wish Squire had caught you last night instead of me, Grandpap, then I wouldn't be mixed up in all this.
Well, when I heard Miss Skimp scream, well, I knowed right away there was going to be trouble around there, so I got out of there fast as I could.
Yeah, she never would have waked up if you hadn't sneezed so loud.
Well, I never sneezed on a purpose, Abner. Besides, I believe you could have sneaked out without Squire seeing you like I done if you hadn't have turned on that lamp there.
Well, I had to turn on the lamp. I couldn't find that note we was after in the dark, could I? Ain't no owl.
No, you ain't that.
No. All I am is just a plain old kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
Packrat Peabody.
Yeah, how are you going to explain all this to Lum?
I don't know. That's got me more worried than anything else, to be honest, Grandpa.
It's about time for the mail hack, and he'll be on that mail hack coming back out here, won't he?
Yeah, I reckon he will. He'll skin me alive, too. I know it will. He hates stealing.
Well, if I was you, I just wouldn't say nothing to him about it, Abner. Just don't tell him nothing at all.
Well, he's bound to find out. He'll start asking questions quick as he opens a cash drawer and see that all the money's gone. All the profits from the store and our picture show bowl.
Yeah, I had to use all that to make your bail.
And then he'll start being suspicious when I begin to steal things from him, too, Grandpap. He'll catch on.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, he's
you
bound to
steal from him, too, huh?
Well, I reckon I will. Looks like I steal from everybody. That Lum, he's bound to know something's wrong when they took me away to the penitentiary. You know, I've been into something. They don't send an innocent man there.
That's right. Well, maybe you ought to just come right out flat-footed and tell him the pigeon-toed truth about the whole knock-kneed thing.
Doggy, that seems like a mistake, too, though. Of course, Lum, he'll undraw partnerships with me, is what he'll do. He hates us. He hates
Well, what of it? You'll be gone anyways. You'll be in a penitentiary.
Huh?
Stealing stuff from the other prisoners.
Yeah, that's right. This is awful, Grandpa.
All you
Maybe
get there is just files and knives and things.
Yeah, but I'll steal them. I'll take anything, I believe. I maybe ought to just run away and not never come back to Pine Ridge.
Well, you'll lose all that bail money we put up for you if you do that.
I don't care. I couldn't stand to stay around here no more, Grandpap. Disgraced like I am. A desperate criminals with a black record. That's me. Doggies, who'd ever thought I'd end up like this?
Well, sir, you never can tell about folks. Now, you take my Uncle
I
Sue.
reckon whereabouts would be a good place for a burglar and a kleptomaniac like me to go to, Grandpa?
Well, I don't know, Abner.
Some place where there wouldn't be much stuff for me to klepto.
Might go to the South Sea Islands.
South Sea
They don't
Islands.
have no pockets in their clothes. Fact is, I don't think they wear no clothes.
No clothes?
No, sir. Now, there might be a good place for you. It's a dead cinch you couldn't go around picking pockets there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I reckon how far that place is. Oh, wait a minute. There's a mail hack stopping out there now.
Mail hack?
Yeah, right.
Is Lum in it?
Yeah, there he is. There. He's getting out, see him?
All right, Jiminy, that's him,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, that's him.
Well, what are you going to tell him?
Oh, I don't know. May as well tell him the truth, I reckon. But don't you tell him nothing, no, Grandpap. Just let me do it. I want to sort of work up to it gradual, sort of, I think.
Oh, I won't even bring up the subject.
Yeah, that's the time.
Of course, now, if I see you starting to steal something from Lum, I reckon I ought to stop you, oughtn't I?
Yeah, don't let me take mine out. Here it comes. Well, howdy, Lum.
Well, gentlemen. How are you, Abner?
Why, fine, I think.
Howdy, Grandpap. Hello, Lum.
Did you have a nice trip, Lum?
Well, it weren't exactly a pleasure trip, I can tell you that.
Well,
When I left out of here the other day, that dadgum car of Cedric's run out of gas about a mile out of town.
yeah.
I must have walked 5 or 6 miles before anybody give me a ride.
Well, we allowed. That's just about what happened to you.
Yeah, it's good to be back. How's everything been going here?
Why, tell us more about your trip, Lum. Who'd you find will catch a ride with you?
Oh, the milk truck come along and picked me up.
Well, that was nice. Awful nice stuff.
Well, tell me about you fellas. Anything exciting happen while I was gone? Ain't had no trouble, have you?
Trouble? Why,
What's the matter with you anyway, Abner? You're acting sort of peculiar, ain't you?
Oh, Emma?
You ain't got yourself in trouble, have you?
What? Trouble? I don't know. Have I, Grandpap?
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying a word.
Don't say nothing.
Well, I hope you ain't got yourself mixed up in nothing, because this trial of ours that's coming up is just about all the trouble I can handle right now.
Yeah, well, tell us about the trial, Lum. How did you and that lawyer feller make out?
Well, I believe we got a pretty good lawyer there.
We have, huh?
Yeah, his name's DeLonges. There's several fellows in with him. I forget their names just now. And he says Squire's got a pretty good case against us. Especially with that note we wrote him, saying his accident was all our fault. Right there's where we made a big mistake.
Oh, yeah. Say, Lum, would you blame a feller for trying to get that note back, even if he never got into a mix-up doing it?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, just say that supposing one of us now, take me for instance, say if I tried to get that note back from Squire some way and
Well, you can stop studying on that idea right now. 'Cause the only way you could get that away from Squire is to go over there late of a night and steal it from him.
Yeah.
And I know you wouldn't be idiotic enough to try that.
Oh, of course not, I don't think. No.
Now, this lawyer feller thinks we might have a chance, though.
Well, good for him.
He figures it'll depend on 2 things.
2 things, huh?
One of them is demanding a ray picture. an X-ray picture of Squire's back.
Squire's back? Well, if we're going to take a Kodak picture of him, Lum, we might as well get a picture of him from the front. I don't know what we'd want with it, though.
Well, this is a X-ray picture, I said. Where you see clean through a feller. Look at the bones inside of him, and that'll show whether he's actual hurt or not.
Oh, one of them? Yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea.
That way we'll have definite proof about Squire's injury.
Well,
and if Squire refuses to have an X-ray picture taken, why, that'll weaken his case just that much.
That sounds good. Yeah, that ought to work, because I don't believe he's hurt hardly none at all with that fall he's taken.
Well, Mr. DeLonges don't think so, neither.
Yeah, well, what's the other thing that's going to help us win the case, Lum?
Our past record. See, Mr. DeLonges says that everybody around there knows about Squire's reputation for making deals that's a little shady, you know.
Shady?
Crooked.
Oh.
And that ain't going to help him none.
Oh, no.
But, like he says, with us, it's different.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So, me and you, neither one ever got into trouble. Reputations for never being mixed up in nothing unlawful. Got good, clean, honest record. Never get arrested or do any criminal stuff of any kind.
You mean like, stealing watches and diamond rings and stuff?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh. Well, Lum, if it come out in a trial that one of us was a kleptomaniac and had been arrested for breaking into Squire's house and stealing his watch and his wallet and Miss Gimp's diamond ring, why, would we lose the trial, reckon?
Well, I'm afraid we would, but of course that's something we don't need to worry about.
Well, if we lost the trial, why, would you have to go to the penitentiary too?
Well, if we couldn't raise $1,000 to pay Squire, I would, I reckon. And I don't know where we could raise the money.
No. Doggies, Lum, I believe I know who your cellmate's gonna be.
Who my cellmate's gonna be?
Yeah. Old Pack Rat Peabody.
Who?
Pack Rat Peabody. Fact says I wouldn't be surprised if I don't keep you there.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Abner's plan to break into Squire Skimp's home and recover the note which Squire intends to use as evidence in his damage suit against the old fellows resulted in Abner's being arrested for housebreaking and robbery. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum, in the Jot 'em Down store and library, still lecturing his luckless partner on the folly of his ways.
Well, Lum, I've told you 1,000 and 100 times I'm sorrowful about it.
Of all the stupid, idiotic things I ever heard of. How could you do such a thing?
I was just trying to help us. The only reason I broke into Squire's house was to get that note back from him.
I know it, but you ought to know better than to try that. You ought to know Squire'd catch you doing it.
Well, I never aimed to get caught, Lum. I was just going to sneak in.
I know what you aim to do, but you ain't no robber. You don't know how to do such things as that.
Well, I'm a kleptomaniac, so I ought to know how to do it.
You ain't no such a thing.
I am, too. I taken Squire's watch and wallet and Miss Skimp's diamond ring, didn't I?
Well, Uncle Henry found them on you, but you never taken them.
Well, I must have taken them, Lum. How else could they get in my pocket if I never stole them?
Abner, can't you see through that yet? Squire just planted them things on you.
Planted them? No, he never planted them no place, Lum. They was right in my pocket. I seen Uncle Henry Lunsford find them in there.
Well, that's where Squire planted them.
Lum, you can't plant nothing in pockets. You gotta have good rich ground and plow it up.
I don't mean that kind of planting.
Well, that's the only kind I know about. And besides, who'd want to plant a diamond ring? Them things would never grow no matter how rich the ground was.
I never said they would.
You said Squire was doing that. Doggies, wait a minute. That gives me an idea, though. We might get Squire to plead insanities at the trial.
For goodness sake, that wouldn't help none.
Well, I've heard of folks doing that at big trials.
The only feller I know of that could plead insanity at our trial is you.
Huh?
Fact is, that might be the only way we could ever get out of this thing, deep as you've got us into it by now.
Yeah, reckon where Squire ever got the idea that you can grow diamond rings?
Abner, he never got the idea nowheres.
Oh, just studied up himself, huh? Doggies, I wonder if there is something to that. You know, old Squire don't generally go into nothing unless he knows it's going to work, Lum. Maybe we ought to take that up, you know it?
Abner, someday you're going to drive me subtracted. I can tell you that right now.
Well, that idea sounds good, though, Lum. I'll get Elizabeth to switch over from turnips to diamond rings the next time she plants. Then next summer, I'll just go out there in the garden and pick me a few diamonds, take them downtown, sell them, make money.
Go. Tell me some more. It's interesting.
Well, there ain't no more to tell. We'll just be million or thousandaires. Won't have to work no more. Just go out, pick a sack full of diamonds. See, Lum, for a real genuine big diamond, why, you can get $5 or $10 a piece from.
You can?
No, sure, at least that. See, you ought to get about 150 off in a bush, I reckon. See, 50 times 20, that's 2 times 5 is 10. That's $510 a bush. What we'll make, and we ought to have at least 100 bushes. That would be.
Just stop right where you're at.
Huh?
Your pipe dream's over. You can't grow diamonds, and you know it. You said so yourself a while ago.
Well, it does sound mighty nigh impossible.
It is impossible. Nobody's doing it. Not even Squire Skimp.
Huh? He's giving it up too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, is that too bad? I sure making money fast there for a while, weren't I?
You're going along something wonderful.
Yes, I was, and don't know nothing about growing them things neither.
Now, I'll try to tell you what I actually meant when I said that.
Huh?
I meant that Squire put his wallet and watch and that ring in your pocket himself.
He did. Oh, why, didn't he want them no more?
Why, sure he wanted them. But he just wanted the town marshal to find some valuable stuff on you to make it look like you'd broke in there to rob him.
Well, I did break in there to rob him, Lum. That's what I went in there for.
Well, that's fine.
Yes, sir, that's just what I done. I went in there to rob Squire's house. That's what I was doing.
Just to get back that note we wrote him's all you wanted.
Yeah, but see, I stole his watch and his wallet and Miss Skimp's diamond ring. Don't forget that, Lum. I stole them,
No,
too.
you never done no such a thing.
Huh?
You don't recollect taking them things, do you?
Why, of course I don't, but that's the way it is with us kleptomaniacs, Lum.
How many times do I have to tell you that you ain't no kleptomaniacs?
Well, why do they call me Pack Rat Peabody now, then?
Who called you that?
Why?
You're the only one that called you that yourself.
Oh.
Squire just done all this to you on a purpose. You more likely slipped them things in your pocket while he was sitting on you, tying you up. You said he done that, didn't you?
Yeah. He had me right down on the floor there, face down. I couldn't see nothing that was going on, hardly.
Well, that must have been when he done it, then.
Oh, he could have did that, couldn't he?
Why, sure he done it.
Come to think of it, I recollect him going over to where Miss Skimp was standing and whispering to her something about a ring. He must have got that diamond ring from her right then.
Why, of course he did.
He told her to phone Uncle Henry Lunsford to come over and get me, and I thought he was just talking about Uncle Henry's ring when I heard him say that.
No, it was a diamond ring. And then he slipped it into your pocket.
Why, that snake in me weeds. I know that I'm going to call him up and tell that overhanded varmint a couple of things or two.
No, you ain't calling him up.
Well, now, Lum,
because I've already called him up myself.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Well, good for you. Did you tell him to go jump in a mill pond?
Of course not.
Huh?
Of course not. We got to be awful careful what we say to Squire.
Huh?
Because he's got you just about where he wants you.
Yeah, huh?
Don't forget, you're under arrest for housebreaking and stealing and grand larceny and I don't know what all.
Yeah, but you said I never done all them things. You said just now, you said, Abner, you ain't guilty of stealing them things.
No, I know you never done it, Abner, and I know he put them things in your pocket.
Yes,
just so the marshal found them.
That's what he done.
But the evidence is all against you.
Yes, huh?
Yeah, you couldn't prove that he put them in your pocket.
No, I don't believe I could, to be honest.
I called up Uncle Henry, too, and told him that Squire put them things in your pocket, but he just laughed at me. He said robbers always say that.
Huh. Well, what did you say to Squire when you called him up?
Well, I just asked him to come over here and told him I wanted to talk to him.
Over here at the store?
I thought we might be able to reason with him. Try to talk him out of pushing all them charges again you.
Doggies, I wish we could, Lum. I don't want to go to the penitentiary. I know I don't want to go there. I just don't believe I'd make a good convict, I don't think. I won't be happy there. I'll tell them they can send me, but I won't like it. I'll tell them that right to start with.
Well, you ought to have thought all that before you went over and broke into Squire's house the other night.
Huh? Yeah, that's right. It was mostly Grandpappy Spears' idea, though. He studied it up wrong.
He studied it?
Yeah, Grandpappy Spears, he done it. That was him.
He put you up to going in there?
It was his idea. He suggested that I go over and sneak in and get the note.
That makes you more idiotic than ever.
Huh?
Anybody with just half sense would know better than to agree with him.
With Grandpap?
He ain't put no dependence in them ideas Grandpap studies up, and you ought to know that by now.
Oh.
He's sort of like a young'un.
A young'un? Why, he ain't no young'un. He's an old man.
I mean, he's in his second childhood.
Huh?
Or third, maybe.
He is, huh?
Well, he gets to reading them books we got in the library and gets carried away.
Carried away?
Yeah. That's one of his big troubles. Imagines that he's the hero in the book he's reading.
Well, who carries him away?
I say the books carry him away.
You got that all turned around. It's Grandpap that carries the books away. That's what that is.
I know he does, but what I mean... Wait a minute.
Huh?
There comes Squire up out there.
Oh,
now, be careful what you say to him.
I ain't going to say nothing to him, I don't believe.
Well, we got to handle this just right.
Yeah.
You better let me do most of the talking.
Oh, all right.
Well, howdy, Squire.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Howdy, Squire.
Come on back and sit down, Squire. We want to talk to you.
Yes, thank you, Lum. I think I know what you gentlemen want.
Well, good. That'll make it a lot easier.
Yes, I imagine that you'd like to have me drop those charges against Abner, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, that's just what we had in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Squire, he never...
Well, I believe that can be arranged all right, Lum.
You mean sure enough?
Yes, I think we can arrange that.
Well,
Abner, I wonder if I could talk to you for just a minute in private. Why, you ain't mad, are you, Squire? Oh, no, Abner, why? Oh, Well, yeah, I reckon so. We can go back there in the feed room, I reckon.
You'll excuse us, won't you, Lum?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Recollect what I told you, Abner.
Yeah, I will. That was our ring there, I believe.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm getting it. Hello, Jot 'em Down Store and Library and Picture Show. L. Eddard's talking. Oh, howdy, Dig. Well, yeah, I called Squire like you suggested and asked him to come over here and talk things over. Fact is, him and Abner are back in the feed room right now. Well, I don't know. No, Squire just wanted to talk to him in private. No, but I know it's something about dropping all them charges again, Abner. Yeah, well, I hope so, too. How's that? Oh. Well, I hope when they come back, they decide... Oh, wait a minute, Dig. I believe they're coming back right. Yeah. I'll let you know how everything comes out. Yeah, you bet. All right, Dig. Goodbye.
Well, I sure appreciate this, Squire, and I just want you to know that I'll try to return the favor sometime.
Oh, tut, not at all, Abner, not at all. Just glad to do it. Well, Lum, I believe that Abner and I have got this thing all straightened out now.
Well, good. I'm proud to hear that.
Yes, so am I. It was a rather unfortunate affair for all parties concerned. I knew how you must feel about it, so I drew up an agreement before I left office. And we both have signed it, and I'm going to drop the charges.
Granny, that sounds good.
Yes, Abner's got a copy of it there, and so have I, so I guess that's all you wanted now, wasn't it, Lum?
Yeah, I reckon so, Squire. Well, much obliged for everything.
Oh, tut. Glad to do it. Well, good day, gentlemen.
Yeah, so long, Squire.
Yeah, so long, Squire, old pal. Oh, yes, I love that feller. I ain't going to have to go to the penitentiary now, Lum. I sure had a narrow escape there, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure did. What kind of agreement was it you signed? Let's see it.
Well, here it is, right there. Read it. It sounds awful good to me.
Oh, swan to goodness.
Huh?
You mean you actually signed this?
Why, sure.
That's your name right there, you
That's
signed?
my handwriting right there, I'll swear to you.
And he's got a copy of this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, Granny, we ain't got a chance in the world of winning that lawsuit now.
Huh?
Why don't you ask somebody before you sign any such thing? Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Aye, doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down Store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Abner attempted to recover some valuable evidence which Squire Skimp intends to use in his lawsuit against the old fellows, and was caught in Squire's home, and was charged with housebreaking and burglary. Yesterday, Squire agreed to drop these charges if Abner would sign a certain agreement he'd drawn up. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum, in the Jot 'em Down Store and Library, still angry with his partner for having signed that agreement. But
if we lose this case, you can just blame it on yourself. You had no business signing a document like that in the first place.
Well, I never paid no attention to what was in it, Lum. Squire just said if I'd sign my name to it, why, he'd drop them charges against me, so I slapped my name right down there.
Looks like you're doing everything you can to help Squire win this case. He's got enough evidence now to where we can't help win the case.
He has, huh?
Why, sure. You got that note we wrote him admitting it was our fault that he got hurt in our picture show. And then you went and signed this thing yesterday that made it worse than ever.
Well, I still don't see what there is in there that you're raising such a fuss about, Lum.
Well, according to this, you went over there to steal that note from him because you was feared for him to use it for evidence in court.
Well, that's the truth. That was the reason I was trying to get it back.
Yeah, I know, but now it'll look twice as bad to a jury.
Twice, huh?
We could have made out like that note never amounted to nothing. But this shows that we know it's damaging evidence against us. And this here document you signed proves it.
Well, you'd have signed it, too, if you'd have been in my shoes, Lum. I'd rather lose that lawsuit than take chances on going to the penitentiary for breaking into Squire's house.
Yeah, we could have got you out of that some way or other.
Well, read that agreement again. Let me see just what it is I did sign.
Well, this is a copy he give you.
Yeah.
But recollect, Squire's got one just like it that he'll bring up in court just shores the world.
Yeah, well, read it again. I'd love to know what I signed.
It says, to whom it may concern.
Well,
This is to certify that I burglarized the home of M.K. Skimp for the sole purpose of recovering certain evidence which I knew Mr. Skimp could use in court to prove that we were liable for the injuries he sustained in our theater. Signed, Abner Peabody, and witnessed by M.K. Skimp.
That don't sound very good today, but I was sure tickled to death to sign it yesterday.
No, we'll never be able to get around evidence like that. And the trial's coming up in just a few days now. Ain't hardly got no time left to study up no way to win the case or even half win it.
Yeah, well, I'll figure out something.
No, you just keep out of this now. Even the lawyer will handle it from now on. It's taking up all my time so far, undoing what all you did wrong.
Yeah. Just looks like it's getting where everything I do is wrong.
Well, Abner, I hate to keep fussing at you all the time. I know you're trying to help, but you just keep making matters worse.
Yeah, I do, don't I?
Well, you take the generality of times, and it most always works out that way.
I'm just no good at all. Just not worth nothing.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Ought never to have been born. Just a worthless varmint. No good critter.
Now,
That's what I...
don't take on like that,
I
Abner.
am.
You've got some good points.
Well, I don't know what they are. Just name one. Name one good point I've got.
Well, for instance, you... Well, I know you've got some good points. I just can't seem to think of them offhanded.
I just ain't got none to think of, that's why. Dogged, I ought to suicide myself.
Oh, no, now, that's silly.
Or two.
Your only trouble is that you just don't think things out careful. You jump right out in the middle of things.
That's what I ought to do. Jump right out in the middle of the mill pond.
No, I never said that.
That's what I ought to do. I can't do it standing flat-footed on the bank. I know that. But I can take a boat and go most of the way out there, and then I can jump in the
No,
middle.
I meant that you ought to look before you leap.
No, I'd rather just close my eyes if I'm going to leap into that mill pond. I don't believe I could do it if I looked personally.
I ain't talking about jumping in the mill pond.
Well, that's the only thing is around here to jump in, Mom.
I mean things like yesterday, for instance, when you and Squire was back in the feed room there and signed this agreement.
Well, I never done no jumping back there. He never neither. He just handed me that piece of paper and I signed it. Of course, I'll admit I felt like jumping when he said he's going to drop them charges again me, but I never, though.
Well, I don't mean sure enough jumping, Abner. What I'm talking...
What other kind of jumping is he?
Jumping. Leaping before you look.
Well, yeah, a fella ought to look before he does any leaping, I reckon.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, he can get himself in trouble if he don't. Yeah, he's liable to get bad hurt. If he don't look, well, he's liable to jump right off a building or something.
I don't mean jump off of nothing.
Well, the only other way I know of to jump is jump up onto something. But that's harder to do. It's easier to jump down than it is up, Lum. I've tried. I don't know why that is.
The hard way, but you still don't see what I'm talking about. When I say look before you leap, I don't mean look with your eyes. I mean...
Well, that's all I got to look with is my eyes.
I mean study things over careful before you do them.
You mean study it over careful before I jump?
Yeah.
Oh.
Chances are, if you do that, you'll change your mind about it and not do it.
I figure it's too high to jump up on, huh?
No. Just forget about the jumping part. I mean, think anything over careful before you do it.
Just stand there and think?
Why, sure.
Well, there's sometimes when that might work, Lum, but there's others when it won't.
It'll always work.
Not unless a mule will stop and think, too. But I'd hate to count on a mule. You can't depend on them, Lum.
What are you talking about? What mule?
That one down there, Caleb Wee Hunt's blacksmith shop.
Well, what's he got to do with it?
He's the one that kicked at me the other day. I dog it, if I'd have stopped to think before I jumped out of his way, he'd have kicked the hip pocket right off my britches.
For goodness sakes, Abner. No wonder you get yourself all... Wait a minute. Who's that coming up out there?
Oh, he looks sort of familiar. I can't place him, I don't believe.
More than likely some drummer. Well, I ain't going to buy nothing, I'll tell you that right now.
I swear I saw him before summers. Where was it now? Oh, I believe I know. Yeah.
Well, how do you do, sir? Come on in.
How do you do, gentlemen? How do you do? I presume you're Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, that's me, I presume. And this here's my partner, junior partner, Mr. Peabody, I presume.
How do you do?
Howdy, I presume.
Was there something we could do for you?
Why, yes. My name is Ferguson. I'm with the law firm at the county seat.
Oh, you mean Mr. DeLonghi's outfit?
Well, why, yes.
I was in there just the other day. I must have missed you.
Yes, well, I'm out of the office a good deal of the time. Mr. DeLonghi sent me down here to get some additional information regarding the accident of, what's his name now?
Squire Skim?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine. Sit right down.
Lum, could I talk to you just a minute?
Not now, Abner.
Well, it's something important, Lum.
Well, it can wait. Can't you see I'm busy now?
Yeah, but I mean, before you start out on that...
Abner, it ain't polite to interrupt this way. Now, just sit there and don't say a word till me and Mr. Ferguson gets done. Excuse us, Mr. Ferguson. Go ahead now.
Well, this won't take long. Just a few questions.
Well, anything you want to know, I'll be proud to answer.
Listen, Lum,
Just keep quiet, Abner. Maybe you won't get into no more trouble if you don't talk for a change. Go ahead, Mr. Ferguson.
Yes, thank you. You understand, of course, all this will be kept in strictest confidence, so naturally we want the truth. That's the only way we can help you.
Oh, natural.
Lum, if I was you...
Abner, if you open your head one more time, I'm going to whop you one. Now, we can't talk with you gabbing all the time. Now, what was it, Mr. Ferguson?
Well, first, I'd like to know if either of you saw the accident.
No, we never. I reckon it was too dark in there for anybody to actually see it.
No witnesses.
No, they just found Squire laying in the aisle there unconscious.
You say it was pretty dark in there. In other words, you don't feel that you have proper lighting in your theater, is that right?
Well, it is dark as pitch in there. It's a wonder to me more of them ain't fell down and hurt themselves than here.
Yes, indeed. I see. And naturally, you say then that Mr. Skimp fell because of improper lighting.
Well, yeah.
Improper. I'm putting down your answers right here. You see, we need your signature on these statements for our files.
Why, sure. You don't need to explain them things to me. You see, I'm justice of the peace here in Pine Ridge, and I know all about legal matters.
Yeah, of course you do. Do you think Mr. Skimp was badly hurt in the fall?
Well, I don't know. He sure was carrying on like he was, but Doc Miller ain't actually been able to find nothing wrong with his back. And Mr. DeLonghi says that we're going to make Squire bring an x-ray picture of his back into court. Then we can see for sure if he's hurt or not.
Oh, I see. X-ray picture, Good idea.
Oh, yeah. We're working with a good man there, that Mr. DeLonghi.
Yes, partner. Yes, indeed you are. Mr. Edwards, do you think Mr. Skimp is entitled to $1,000 personal damage?
Why, no.
Of course we don't. Listen, Lum.
Well, just let me put that another way, will you? If you had an accident in someone else's theater and you were seriously injured, would you expect to collect damages?
Why, yeah, I would, but of course...
Well, I think that's about all the questions I have to ask you. Now, if you just sign this statement, Mr. Edwards, I won't take up any more of your time.
Yeah, all right. Whereabouts? This line here?
Well, yes, that's right here. Yeah. Use my pen.
Oh, much obliged. Pretty fancy pen there.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, I don't think we'll have any trouble winning this case now. Not with this evidence.
Well, good. There you are. Is that all for me to sign?
Yes, that's all. Well, I've got to get back to town, but I'll be seeing more of you, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, anything else we can do for you, just let me know.
Oh, don't worry, I will. All right, fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Edwards. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Granny's, he found out he was talking to somebody that knows just about as much as he does about legal matters. Now, what was it you wanted to tell me a while ago, Abner?
Nothing. Too late now.
Too late?
Yeah, I was just going to tell you who that feller was.
Well, I know who he is. He told us he's Mr. Ferguson. He's in with our lawyer, Mr. DeLonghi.
Well, he may be with a lawyer, but not with ours, Lum. Me and Dick Huddleston seen him talking to Squire Skimp the other day, and Dick told me his name, and it ain't Ferguson. It's either Clark or Clark of Clark and Clark.
Oh, my goodness, that's Squire's lawyer.
Yeah, that's what I want to tell you, to look before you leave.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday, a man called on Lum and Abner explaining that he was from the law firm they have engaged to defend them in the approaching trial with Squire Skimp. He obtained a lot of answers regarding the case and had Lum sign the statement. After he left, it was learned that he was actually connected with Squire's lawyers. As we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their Jot 'em Down store and library. Lum is auditing the books of their theater business. Listen.
Well, Lum, I don't see what you're trying to add up the books now for. This ain't the end of the month.
I know it ain't.
Huh?
I know it ain't the end of the month, but I just want to see where we stand with our picture show business.
Where we stand with it?
Well, set or anything else.
Well, I'll sit. I don't stand. I got a little chair back there where we take up tickets. I'll sit down.
Well, that ain't what I'm talking about. Don't forget, me and you got to raise $1,000 summers if we lose this trial.
Huh?
There ain't no doubts now that we're going to lose it.
You mean after that idiotic stunt that you pulled yesterday?
Abner, I said we wasn't going to talk about that no more.
Oh, that's right. I forgot, yeah.
6 and 2 is 9, or 8.
Well, how do we stand,
Here
Mom?
is a 5 also. I know that.
Mom, how do we
Just
stand?
hitch up and let me get this done, and I'll tell you.
Oh, excuse me. Go
6
ahead.
and 2 is 8. Alt and alt, all. I know
You're
that.
wrong there to start with. 6 and 2 is 8.
And 4 more is,
40.
yeah, 40. Or no, couldn't be that much. Dad, but now you got me off again.
Well, I'll start over there, and I won't say nothing this time. I'll listen.
No, I believe I've come close enough the last time I worked it. I was just checking it again to see that I get the same answer twice, but
Oh,
that just generally throws me off anyway.
yeah, me too. I never can get the same one twice. Just take it the first time. That's the safest thing to do. How do we stand, Lum?
Yeah, let's see here. Would you say offhand that we'd made $300 profits or lost $300?
Well, if we can have our druthers, well, I'll take the profits, I believe. I'd rather have the profits than the other. But, which is it actual, just twixt me and you?
Well, I ain't sure.
Huh?
I may be a little mixed up on my figures here because it shows a balance of $300. But I can't tell whether we made it or lost it.
Well, neither one of them can be right, Lum, because in the cash drawer back there where we keep the picture show money, we just got $94 in cash.
Yeah, I know it. That's something else that's got me mixed up.
The $94?
Yeah, I don't reckon it matters much, though, because whatever it is, it still is a long ways from $1,000.
Oh, on me, yes. You ain't even close yet, no.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to figure this all out when we're sitting around the penitentiary.
Huh?
Wait a minute. There's a mail hack stopping out in front of Dick Huddleston's place. Race out there and see if we got any mail, Abner.
Yeah, sure. Wait a minute. There comes Grandpappy Spears, Lum.
Well, that don't make no difference.
Well, I told him I'd play him a game of checkers. He'd come over here,
Well,
Lum.
you can play after you get the mail.
Oh, my goodness.
Just take half a second. Run on there. Besides, I'm expecting to hear from our lawyer, Mr. DeLonge. Hurry up now.
Well, all right.
Hey, howdy.
Yeah, howdy, Grandpap. I'll be back in just a minute.
Well, wait a minute. Where about you going, Abner?
Just over to get the mail. I'll be back. You start getting out the checkerboard there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, howdy, Lum. How are you today, Grandpap? Oh, just only tolerably. Well, you don't look like you feeling your best today, Lum. Not your level best, leastways. Well, I don't wonder. All the worries I got on my shoulders. You mean the lawsuit and all that pigeon-toed junk? Yeah. Things is looking awful unencouraging, Grandpap. Awful unencouraging. Uh-huh. Yeah, it looks like Squire's going to whip you, huh? Oh, he's bound to. With all this new evidence he's got. It's going to ruin us. I know it is. You mean Abner breaking into Squire's house and then signing that agreement saying that he was just trying to get back some damaging evidence? Is that what you mean? Well, that never helped us none, I can tell you that. After that, Abner ought to be bored for the temples. You got to watch him like a half-grown young'un. Ain't hardly got a brain in his head, hardly. The mistakes he makes, he ought to be hog-tied. Well, he never meant to do it. All of us makes mistakes once in a while. Yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't stand for it, Mom. I'd unsolve partnerships with him. Oh, no. You can't blame a feller for making just one mistake.
Yes, sir, that's you're here and you talk that way. The other day you was pretty mad at him. Going to whop him right on the head. Yeah, but I got to thinking it over. I believe when one of us makes a mistake, we ought to just forget about it, not even mention it. Yeah, I reckon that is a good way to look at it, all right. Of course it is. I might make a mistake sometime myself. Who knows? Ain't none of us is perfect, you know. To err is human.
You got the checkerboard all set up, Grandpa?
No, I plumb forgot about that, Abner. I'll get it now, though.
Well, hurry up. Let's get started.
Was there any mail, Abner?
Yeah. Another bill from the wholesale house, and then there's a letter from Mr. DeLonge.
Well, good. Let's have it.
Yeah.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Well, there it is right there.
I hope this has got some good news in it for us.
Yeah, set the board up right up there, Grandpap. I'll play it.
Yeah, all right.
Beat you with my right hand tied behind me. That's what I'll do right now. Hurry up. Give me the red ones, Grandpap. Them's been my lucky ones here lately.
Granny, Mr. DeLonge's don't sound very encouraging here.
Huh?
Says the trial's been set for next Monday.
Next Monday, huh?
Yeah, and he says that don't give us much time to study up something that'll get around all this new evidence the Squire's got.
Yeah, well, I figured you fixed things yesterday, Lum. Telling Squire's lawyer everything you knowed about the case.
Telling Squire's lawyer?
Why, he come in here. He just plumb fooled old Lum.
Abner, we said we was going to forget about that.
Yeah, well, Grandpap don't know it yet, so he can't forget about it, Lum. See, Grandpap, Squire's lawyer come in here yesterday afternoon and started asking Lum about the question. Huh? And he told Lum that he was Mr. DeLonge's assistant or something.
Tattletale.
Ain't no such a thing. I'm just telling Grandpap.
Everything you know.
Well, anyway, Grandpap, he said that he was working for us, and he asked Lum about your questions about Squire's accident and got Lum to sign a paper there agreeing to everything he asked him.
Did you actually do something as idiotic as that, Lum?
Why, sure he done it.
Come on, Abner, you tell everything you know. What questions did he ask?
Oh, Lord, me, I'll forget them all.
What did I do with that envelope this letter come in?
He asked him a whole sheet full of questions there. And one of them, he asked him something about that if we had the right kind of lights in our picture show, and if we had the right kind of lights, if we thought Squire would have fell down in it, and Lum said no, he never thought so. Right there.
Lum, you come right out and admitted that.
That's what he done,
Abner, we ain't going to discuss this no more. Now, do you understand?
Yeah, sure. Oh, I recollect another question, Grandpap. He asked him if it'd been him that fell down in somebody else's picture show, would he expect them to pay him for it if he got hurt? And Lum said, why, sure he would.
Jimmy Lum, you must have been clean out of your head.
Why, sure.
Well, I thought he was our own lawyer. Didn't find out till after he's gone that he was one of the clerks of Clark, and Clark.
Yeah, see, them Clarks is Squire's lawyer, Grandpa.
Yeah, I know that. Clark, and Clark.
Yeah, that's
still sounds like a setting hand on it. Yeah, looks like there ain't no use for you fellas to go to the trial now. Looks like you've lost it already.
Yeah, sure does, don't it?
Yeah, if I was you fellas, I'd just settle it out of court. That's what I'd do. You ain't got a chance in the world, looks to me like.
Oh, no, ain't got none.
Well, that's exactly what Mr. DeLonge suggests here in this letter.
He does?
Yeah, but if you recollect now, we tried to settle with Squire once.
Yeah.
The only way he'd settle was for us to give him a third interest in our picture show, make him the manager of it, and I don't know what all.
Well, we ain't going to do that, Lum. Doggies, I'd rather go to the penitentiary if I was having my druthers than to take that Squire skimp in for a partner. Wait a minute, I'd always let me think about that. Would I now? Let me see now.
Of course, I reckon you're right, though, Grandpap. I guess we ought to settle with him.
Since
we ain't got no $1,000 to pay Squire.
No, ain't got that.
I just hate to see him get anything out of this, because he just fell down on a purpose, just so he could loss to us. I know he did. Never hurt himself at all.
I just wish there's some way we could prove that, Lum.
Yeah, wait a minute. Granny, we're forgetting about them X-ray pictures. That's our only hope. Our one hope.
The X-ray pictures?
Yes, Mr. DeLonge said them X-ray pictures will show the jury definite that there ain't nothing wrong with Squire's back.
Well, what if Squire refuses to have any pictures taken, though?
Well, if he does, he's just the same as admitting right there that he ain't hurt.
Yes, huh?
Of course, I know he'll try to get around it some way.
Oh,
Him or them lawyers of his will.
So, you know Squire Skin.
Wait a minute, I believe I got an idea.
Huh?
Maybe we can settle this out of court after all.
Out of court?
But settle it on our own terms, not his.
Well, good for us. How are we going to do it?
I'll show you just a minute. I'm going to call Squire right now before he can get to his lawyers and make him a little proposition.
What kind of a proposition, Lum?
Just a minute.
Well, don't use none of that psychology on him now. That's what's cost us all this money to start with.
I'll mention that we're going to demand to see x-ray pictures of his back at the trial. And
Squire's back?
Stutter and try to think up excuses, and then I'll tell him we might be talked into forgetting the pictures and the whole trial. Wait. Hello? Is Mr. Skimp there? I'd like to talk with him, please, Lum.
Doggy's grandpap, that Lum's got a head on him, you know it.
I wish I could be over there and watch his face when Hello? Squire?
You'd never think it by looking at him, but...
This is Lum.
Lum has got sense.
Yeah.
A little.
Well, I say, Squire, I just thought you'd like to know that we're going to demand to see pictures of your back at the trial.
He's got a brain in his head.
X-ray pictures of where you claim you was hurt.
Might not be the biggest one in the world, but he's got one there somewhere.
Oh, well, I reckon that's all I wanted. Goodbye.
Well, for the land's sake, Lum, what'd you hang up for?
Just blame it all.
Well, why didn't you make him that proposition?
I couldn't. He's already got some x-ray pictures.
Huh?
And they show that his back is broke in 2 places. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. As the day for Lum and Abner's court battle with Squire Skimp nears, Abner, by demanding to see an x-ray picture of his allegedly injured back, was wrecked yesterday when they learned that Squire already has such an x-ray which he plans to exhibit in court. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum, Abner, and Grandpappy Spears in the Jot 'em Down store, deep in concentrated study. Listen.
Doggy's Lum, I wish you'd stop pacing backwards and forwards. You're going to wear the floor plumb through if you ain't careful.
I can't help it, Abner. I gotta study.
Well, why can't you sit down and study? You're making me nervous and jumpy as a rabbit's nose, all that walking.
I tried sitting down and closing my eyes and squinting and everything else, but nothing come to me. You ain't thought of nothing, have you, Abner?
No.
No, I didn't think you would. Any thinking that's done around here looks like I have to do it.
Well, I've been trying to think, Lum.
Yeah, I know.
I just can't recollect what it is we're supposed to be studying up.
Well, for goodness sakes. We're trying to study up some way to get Squire Skimp to call off the trial. Settled out of court or something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Case comes up Monday, and if it ever gets to court, we're lost.
Yeah.
The goners, that's all there are to it. He got just too dadgum much evidence against us.
Oh, he's got that, yeah.
Even our lawyer, Mr. DeLonghi, says that.
Yeah, now Squire's got an x-ray picture of his back to show how bad he's hurt, too. That ain't going to help none.
Yeah, Grandpap, have you thought up anything yet?
He's busy reading on.
Grandpap, get your nose out of that newspaper and help us study up something.
Oh, yeah, I'm studying here. Just about got something, too. Yes, sir. You ain't going to find nothing in that newspaper. I can tell you that right now, Grandpa.
Yeah, just about got something, I think.
Lum, I was just thinking, what if we don't show up at the trial Monday?
Well, that wouldn't help none.
Well, they couldn't hold a trial if we wasn't there, could they?
No, but we'd just lose it by refault, so.
We would, huh?
Yeah, we'd have to pay Squire the $1,000 damage money, sure enough, then.
Oh, well, long as we're bound to lose anyway, Lum, well, why don't we just do that then? Pay him the $1,000, and then that'll save us the price of the trip to the county seat and hiring a lawyer and everything.
Oh, no, we can't do that, Abner. We got to study up some way to get out of this for less than $1,000 somehow. If we could just get something on Squire to make him change his mind about this lawsuit.
get something on him.
Yeah.
Ain't he got nothing on?
Well, sure he has, but I'm talking
He
about...
ain't hurt so bad he can't put on his own clothes now, Lum. Even if he was, I wouldn't want to go over and help him get dressed.
I weren't talking about getting clothes on him.
Well, what else can you put on a feller's size clothes? Can't wear a horse blanket.
I know that.
Of course, in the funny papers, I saw fellas wear a barrel around them when they come home from playing a game of cards summers or something like that, but I never have actual saw nobody wear one. I don't believe that'll work, Lum. Wouldn't be comfort, couldn't get one to fit him nowhere.
Abner, what I meant was...
Wait, I see what you mean. You meant instead of getting them off a Squire, why, get them on him, huh?
Get him off of it?
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. Take all his clothes away from him, and then he couldn't go to the county seat for the trial. I dog it if he wouldn't show up, why, then he couldn't lawsuit us. That's a good idea, Lum.
Granny, if you don't get the craziest ideas in that head of yours.
Me? This was your idea.
Well, whoever's idea it was, it won't work.
No, I don't
tell you
believe
that right now.
But, let's see then, what else can we think? We might slip over there of a night and steal that X-ray. No, that won't work. I tried that one.
All right, Jimmy, wait a minute, fellas. Listen to this. Listen to this, Lum.
Yeah, what is it, Grandpap?
Is it something in the paper there?
Yeah, it says, George Hobbs and son Engelbert went to Odin Saturday to visit relatives. George reports he is feeling better in his leg where he was kicked by a horse last week, much to the delight of his many friends.
Well, yeah, that might be a good idea, Grandpap, but I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know where we can get a horse that'll kick Squire.
Squire?
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with Squire. It's about George Hobbs.
Huh?
George Hobbs and son Engelbert. They went to Odin to visit relays. Here, look at it for yourself.
I don't want to see
Here,
it.
Lum, you look at it.
I heard you read it, Grandpap, but that ain't nothing that'll help us, so just forget it.
Yeah, help us figure out something to get out of the trial. That's what we want,
Hey,
Grandpap.
all right. That's a peculiar thing, though, George Hobbs and his son Engelbert. You notice it don't mention his woman going along.
Who is his woman?
Well, I don't know.
Well, if you know this feller Hobbs so well, how come you don't know who he's married to?
I don't know this feller Hobbs.
You don't? Well, what you so interested in him further?
I ain't interested. I'm just curious is all. Here's a feller that takes his son and hot puts it over to Odin. Why don't he take his woman along?
Well, maybe he just didn't want to take her.
But why? Did they have a falling out? Did they have a fight? How come he never taken her?
I don't know.
And what about that horse kicking him?
Huh?
Maybe he just made that up about the horse.
Made it up.
Maybe what actually happened was that his woman whopped him a good one.
I know you reckon she did, sure enough.
You never can tell about people.
Why, that
read
woman
between them
stinking
lines.
me weeds. A woman like that ought to be arrested.
Of course he ought to.
Doggy, I'm going to call up the town marshal right now.
Abner, get away from that phone.
Well, Lum, there's a desperate, dangerous woman running loose
There
right
ain't no such a thing.
Say, yes, too. She might not have killed her husband, run him clean out of town.
Yeah, no telling what she done to son Engelbert.
Yeah, I got to get hold of Uncle Henry Lunsford before it's too late.
Abner, if you and Grandpap don't simmer down, I'm going to run you out of town.
Huh?
Now, forget all this prattle. Here you are worrying about something you don't even know. Well, me and you are practical-headed for the penitentiary, you might say.
Doggy, that's right. Yeah, that penitentiary. Yeah, let's let George and Engelbert take care of that themselves, Grandpap. I got troubles of my own to study about.
Yeah, well, they'll all catch up with Hobbs' woman sooner or later.
See, Lum, I know what we might could do is burn Squire's place down. That'd destroy all that evidence he's got against us, and the X-ray picture and everything.
Oh, no, now, we ain't going to do no such a thing as that. That's unlegal, and it's against the law, too.
Tis, huh?
Why, sure, we'd be legal note as firebrands. Get charged with arsenic.
Huh?
We ain't going to do that, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, well, it was just an idea. I just keep thinking about that penitentiary. I'd do my...
Yeah, you oughtn't to burn nothing down anyway, Abner, because I just read an article here. It claims there's a big fuel shortage on right now.
Fuel shortage?
Yep. Yeah, it says here there's a serious shortage of every kind of fuel for this winter. Coal and gas and oil.
What about kindling wood?
Don't mention that here, but we must be short on that, too.
Yeah, must be, I reckon.
Hey, Granny, wait a minute. That X-ray picture.
What's the matter? Is there a shortage of them, too, huh?
No, but I just recollected something.
Huh?
Now, we know Squire's got an X-ray picture of his back.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it shows he's actual bad hurt or not.
Well, it must show he's bad hurt, or he wouldn't be aiming on showing it in court, Lum.
Not exactly.
Huh?
Not the way him and his lawyers works. More than likely, they're aiming to have some lawyer get up and say a lot of big, fancy doctor words and that Germans can't understand, and so natural, well, Squire was hurt something awful.
Why, them overhanded varmints.
But we ain't going to let him get away with it. I'll call Doc Miller and get him to go to the trial with us and tell the truth about that X-ray picture.
Well, that's our thing to do. Doc will be on our side. He's a good, honest man.
Call him right now.
Yeah, call him up. That's a good. I'm glad you thought of it.
One of the two important ways you can save on fuel.
Be quiet, Grandpa.
Hello, Mamie.
Bet Mom talk.
This is Mom. Yeah. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. He's fine.
Yeah, tell her I'm fine.
I don't know how Cedric is. I ain't saw him.
Elizabeth's fine, too.
Listen, get hold of Doc Miller for me, Mamie. Yeah, he's more than likely making house calls about now. Locate him as quick as you can. All right. Much obliged. Granny, if we can prove Squire weren't hurt, we might have a chance in court after all.
Well, now, I know good and well he couldn't have been bad hurt, Lum. I know that.
One of the two important ways you can save on fuel is to avoid wasting electricity, gas, and water.
Water? That ain't no fuel. And electricity just makes the lights go off and on, Grandpa.
Yeah, but it claims in here that it takes coal and fuel to generate electricity and pump the water through the pipes.
Well, that might be the truth about water, but I know they get electricity from lightning. That's where that comes from. Benjamin Franklin was the one that found that out. All you gotta do is just take a kite and put a key on it and wait for a rainstorm.
They got easier ways of doing that now, Abner.
Huh?
It says here that if we cut down on water and gas and electricity, that'll cut down the amount of fuel they need to run that stuff.
Oh.
And then they can use the coal that saves summers where it's critical shortage on it.
Wish old Benjamin Franklin was here. He'd back me up in here.
Yeah, everybody ought to read that article and do what it says.
I read about it.
Turn off lights we ain't using, don't leave electric irons on all day, and fix leaky faucets, not waste nothing, but that ain't got nothing to do with our trial.
Believe I'll write to old Benjamin.
Claims here that if us folks will just reduce our use of electricity by 10%, why we'd save over 4 million ton of coal a year.
4 million tons?
That's what it says.
Well, Lord me, what would I ever do with that much coal?
Wait a minute.
4 million tons.
That must be Doc now.
Huh.
Well, I never thought of this idea before. Hello, is that you, Doc? Yeah, this is Lum.
Don't be them all this.
No, nobody ain't sick. It's something about our lawsuit.
Something to worry about.
Yeah, see, Squire's got an X-ray picture of his back, and he's aiming on showing it in court, and...
Now,
how's that?
Got to get rid of
Oh, you saw the X-ray. Well, good. It shows what? Oh, it does. I see. Well, I reckon that's all I wanted to talk to you about right now. Yeah, much obliged, Doc. Goodbye.
What's the trouble, Lum?
Doc Miller says that X-ray picture shows that Squire hurt his back something awful.
He did?
Yes, it broke one of the vertebrae on his spinal columns in 2 places. Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, Store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, today is the opening of the trial in which Squire Skimp is suing Lum and Abner for $1,000 as a result of his fall in the Old Fellows Theater a short time ago. As we look down the little community today, we find our friends gathered in the courtroom at the county seat. The trial is already underway, and at the moment both lawyers are conferring with the judge, while Lum and Abner are wondering what's going on.
What are they doing now, Lum? What's the matter, anyway?
I don't think nothing's the matter, Abner. They're just arguing about something, looks like.
Well, why don't the lawyers argue out loud so we can hear them instead of standing up there whispering to the judge? We're the ones that's being tried, not them.
Well, if it's all legal stuff, Abner, some technicalities has come up more likely.
Well, I'd love to hear what's going on. If we're going to get thrown in the penitentiary, I want to know exactly what for.
Quiet. Everybody will hear you.
I don't care. Let them hear me.
Wait a minute. Here comes our lawyer. He'll tell us what they've discussed.
Well, I hope so. I ain't followed nothing that's happened so far in this trial.
What was it, Mr. DeLonges? Any trouble?
Oh, no trouble at all. Did you tell me that your Pine Ridge doctor was here in the courtroom?
Yeah, he come with us. That's him sitting over there in the second row. Doc Miller's his name.
Is he being arrested for something, too?
Oh, no. The plaintiff just wants to borrow him.
Huh?
Well, Dr. Hurley's been called out in an emergency case and can't be here. So they need a reputable MD to explain the X-ray picture of Mr. Skimp's back to the jury.
Oh, I see. Who's Dr. Hurley?
Well, he's a local doctor here. He's a good man. He's the one who took the X-ray picture.
Oh. Well, I know Doc Miller will be glad to do whatever he can.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I'll go over and have a talk with him.
Well, Lum, does that mean that Doc Miller's going to be on Squire's side now?
No, it just means that we'll get a better deal out of it, I think.
Well, huh?
Well, you know Doc Miller won't try to make Squire's injury sound no worse than it actually is.
Yeah, but you know what Doc said after he seen that X-ray picture the other day? He said it showed that Squire must have sure enough hurt himself something wonderful when he fell down our picture show.
Yeah, I know it. I wish they hadn't brought that thing up at all.
Hey, Lum, look at that gadget they're putting the X-ray picture on. See how it lights up there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've saw them before. They do that so that everybody can see it better.
Oh.
Wait a minute, I believe they're ready to get started.
Huh?
Going to start up again.
Oh.
They got Doc Miller up there now.
Doggos, I hope he says something good for us.
Order in the court. Swear the witness, bailiff.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Your name, please.
Dr. Cyrus W. Miller.
All right, your witness, counsel.
Counsel? I thought Squire's lawyer was named Clark.
It is Clark.
Dr. Miller, you are an MD, are you not?
I am.
And you practiced in Pine Ridge and vicinity for a number of years?
Yes, about 35 years now.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Miller, did you examine an X-ray photograph of Mr. Skimp's back a few days ago?
I did.
Displayed at your right there is an X-ray photograph. Have you ever seen it before?
Yes, that's the one I looked at the other day.
All right. Now, will you tell the jury what injury or injuries, if any, that photograph reveals?
Well, the X-ray shows that there is a fracture of the transverse process of the first lumbar vertebrae.
Huh?
You see right here, gentlemen, just below the junction of the dorsal and the lumbar vertebrae.
Hi, Doggos, I object.
Sit down.
Well, the other day, Doc said it was Squire's back that was hurt. Now he's saying something different up there.
No, Mr. Peabody. Those terms refer to the back. That's just medical language.
Oh, well, we never hit Squire no lumber. I know that.
He never said we did. Sit down.
All right. He said something about lumber, though. I heard him myself.
Order, please. I suggest that the defendant confer with his counsel before making any more demonstrations. All right, continue, counsel.
Everybody here named counsel?
Hey, Sheriff.
Dr. Miller, would you say that the injury indicated in the X-ray is of a serious nature?
Well, yes. In fact, it's more serious than I imagined it could be after examining the patient the night of the accident.
I see. But the X-ray does reveal such an injury as you described.
Yes, it does.
And would such an injury cause considerable pain and suffering?
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. The usual symptoms are pain, tenderness in the region affected. The pain is more noticeable when the patient moves around, and there is sometimes motor and sensory paralysis, but apparently there are none in this case.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. The defense may have the witness.
Just one question, please.
Dr. Miller, could a fall such as Mr. Skimp is said to have taken cause the injury shown in the X-ray?
Well, yes, it's possible.
But not probable. Generally speaking, that is.
Well, that's hard to say. It all depends upon how the spine is struck and what it lands on in the fall.
Yes. All right. That's all.
Well, thank you, Doctor, for helping us out. All right, next witness.
We'd like to call Mr. Lum Edwards, Your Honor.
Call Mr. Edwards, please.
Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, you don't have to call me. I know what to do. I'm in the same business as you fellers are in. See, I'm justice of the
Raise your
peace.
right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Well, sure. I do. Howdy, Jay.
State your name.
L. Edwards, Justice of the Peace of Cloverleaf Township.
Sit down, please.
Mr. Edwards, I have here a letter which Mr. Skimp received while he was confined to his bed following the accident. Now, I want you to look at this letter and tell me if you recognize it.
No, yeah, sure, I recognize that. I ought to. I wrote it myself.
Is that your signature there?
Why, sure. Can't you read? And that's Abner's signature right under mine there.
Thank you very much. May it please the court, I would like to read this letter and submit it as evidence. It reads...
Well, I know what it says.
Dear Squire, we are awful sorry you got hurt falling down in our theater. We feel bad because it's our fault for not having more light in there so you could see where you was going. Anything we can do, be sure and let us know, because we feel responsible for the whole thing. Uh-oh. And it's signed by Lum Edwards and Abner Peabody. Mr. Edwards, this letter is identically as you wrote it, is it not?
Yeah, it's identical's all right. But I'd like to say right here that...
That's all. Thank you very much, Mr. Edwards. You're a witness.
No questions.
All right, Mr. Edwards, that's all. Call the next witness, please. But, Judge, I'd like to say a thing or two. You'll have opportunity for that later, Mr. Edwards. Call the next witness. That gammon won't even let us utter testimony.
Your Honor, we'd again like to call Mr. Skimp to the stand.
Very well, call Mr. Skimp.
Mr. Skimp.
Yes. Here, Bailiff, will you give me a hand, please? I'm pretty crippled up, I'm afraid.
Granny, look at that, Abner. That ain't disgusting. He don't need to walk bent over that.
Why, he could stand up straighter than that when he come in our store the other day.
Of course he could. He's even more bent over now than the other time he taken the witness stand.
Reckon he's had a relapse?
No, he's just working on the sympathies of the jurymen. Makes me so disgusted I wish I could get up and walk right out of here.
Well, Lum, you can't walk right out in the middle of the trial.
Mr. Skimp, earlier today, you told the court how you purchased a ticket at the theater operated by Mr. Edwards and Mr. Peabody. How you entered the theater, and because of improper lighting, you stumbled and fell, and did not regain consciousness until you were home in bed under the care of the doctor.
Yes.
And how, since that time, you suffered untold pain and agony.
Oh, yes.
Now then, up to the time of the accident, what was the state of your health?
Well, up to that time, I'd enjoyed the very best of health. Never knew a sick day in my life.
Yes. Now, did you ever have any other accidents that might have caused any injury to your back?
No, sir, I never did.
Did you ever have any other accidents or receive any other injuries of any kind?
Well, the only thing of that nature that I can recall was the bullet wound I received in action in the Spanish-American War, when as a mere lad I led a company into battle to fight for the glory of my country's flag. And to this day, I still carry that bullet lodged in my body.
I object, Your Honor, on the grounds that it's immaterial and irrelevant.
Objection sustained.
All right. That's all, Mr. Skimp. Defense may have the witness.
No questions.
Well, I think we better have a recess here. The members of the jury will recall the admonition I have given them, and I trust that they will adhere to it. The court is now in recess for 5 minutes.
Doggy, did you hear that prattle that Squire was telling about getting wounded in the Spanish-American War, Lum? He never was in no war.
Well, he might have been that.
I doubt it.
But he never got that bullet that way, I know that. He told me himself he got that in a duel in St. Louis once.
St. Louis? Well, I heard he got it in Kansas City. Got in some kind of a scrape up there.
Well, it was something like that. I recollect once he showed me the scar where he claimed the bullet went in him.
I don't know what he wanted to bring that up for anyway.
Oh, he's just doing that for the benefits of the juryman.
He ain't claiming we shot him now, is he?
No. He figured that if he... Wait a minute.
Huh?
I just happened to think of something. Abner, do you recollect what was the name of that doctor that couldn't get here today?
Oh, I don't know. Hurley, I believe they said. Hurley or something like that. Oh, wait a minute, there's Grandpappy Spears. Hi, Grandpap.
Well, Lord, such a trial. Did you hear Squire say he got a bullet in him in the Spanish-American War?
Yeah, we was just talking about that.
I know good and well he got that over in Oklahoma once.
Oklahoma? Why, he never done no such a thing. It was in Kansas City where it was at.
Oh, sure, Oklahoma.
Oh, no.
He sold some feller oil well, it done went dry, and the feller just up and shot him. That's what I hear.
No, the way I heard it was...
Peabody, where's Mr. Edwards? I want to talk to him for a minute.
Oh, he's right here. Oh, wait a minute. Dogus, where is he?
Didn't you see him? He got up and went out just a minute ago.
Went out?
I sure got his hat and coat off the hall seat over there and left.
For the land sakes, well, I never thought he actually meant it. For the land sakes,
He never meant what?
Why, not 5 minutes ago, we sitting here talking, and he said he wished he could get up and walk right out of here, but lo me, I never figured he'd do it.
Well, no matter where he went, Mr. Peabody, we've got to find Mr. Edwards right away.